Hello friends, I'm Neshik and today in this video I'll teach you how to create a professional and beautiful online course website or LMS website, that is learning management system website, with WordPress using only free resources. So we'll be creating this amazing website using a free theme, free page builder and only free LMS related plugins. Now for the design, features and functionalities of this website, I've taken inspiration from the top LMS websites in the world like Udemy and Skillshare. This website has all the features that a professional LMS website must have. Let me tell you about some of the core features. Now first of all, you can create courses, and in these courses you can create different types of lectures like audio lecture, video lecture, podcast, etc. Second of all, you can also create different types of quizzes like true or false, fill in the blanks, single choice and multiple choice, etc. You can also create certificates for students. And because we'll be using a page builder, creating this website is super easy and the design of this website is also amazing. Now in this website, we'll also add the functionality of instructors, which means that if someone wants to teach on your website and if they want to create their own courses on your website, they can do that. And not only that, whenever there is a sale of course that they have created on your website, you get commission on every such sale made. So if you want, only you can create courses, or if you want, you can even allow others to create courses on your website. We'll also make sure that this website is 100% mobile and tablet friendly, fast, safe and secure, and obviously beautiful in terms of design. Now before we proceed further, let me show you a very quick demo of the exact same website that we'll be creating in this video. So as you can see, this is the website that we'll be creating in this video. And again, let me remind you, we have used only free resources to create this website. Now if you see at top, you have your header. In the header at the left hand side, we have your logo, and at the right hand side, we have this simple menu. Now here we have links to different pages. For example, we have a link to all courses page. So if a user comes and they click on this button or they click on this link, all courses link, they can see all the courses that is present on your website in one single place. Similarly, if you click on this dashboard button or if you click on this dashboard link, we have created this dashboard, front-end dashboard for users and for instructors. So any user or customer can come to your website. They have their own customized front-end dashboard. They can see how many courses they have purchased, what all the announcements are available for this. So whenever there is a course created, you as the course owner or the creator of the course, you can send different types of announcement to your students. Now we have some more options. For example, we have the wishlist option, reviews option, enroll courses. So if you click on enroll courses, you can see all the courses that you have enrolled in. Then you have the my quiz attempts option. So whenever you enroll in any course, we'll be creating different types of quizzes in those courses. And whenever you attempt any of those quizzes, you can see the results and all over here. If you want to see your purchase history, you can see that thing as well. And for instructor, there are some special options. For example, as I said earlier, if you want, you can allow others as well to create courses on your website. So when they do that, they can create courses on your website. They can click on my courses and they can see those courses that they have created on your website. And whenever a student enrolls in any one of these courses, they can see that option under earning. So they can see how much money they have earned and you can take some commission. For example, if they have sold a course for $100, you can take maybe 10, 20 or 30% as your commission, and you can give rest 70 or 60% to this customer or to this instructor. Obviously, I'll explain you all these things in complete detail later on in this video. Then we have some more pages. We have the instructor registration page, we have the student registration page, and then after that we have some more pages. Now if you see the home page, in the home page, if you see, this is your first section, this is your hero section. Now in this section you can give a nice big title, subtitle, and you can also give this call to action button. And if you see there is an image in the background, I'll show you how you can get these kind of professional images for absolutely free. And we have used this gradient effect on top of that image. Obviously, I'll show you how to design this option. Then when you scroll down, you have different sections, or you have the featured courses. So if you want to feature some courses on your homepage, you can do that thing as well. So it will display the course name, it will display the instructor's name, it will also display how many people are enrolled, what is the total duration of this course, the price of this course, whether it's a free course or paid course. And if any student wants to get enrolled, they can click on this get enrolled button. Then when you scroll down, we have this option, we have this testimonials option, which is very important when you're creating an online course website. Then when you scroll down, we also have this blogs section. So in this video, I'll also show you how to create different types of blogs. Now this will help you to generate some extra traffic through Google search results. and obviously at the bottom you will see your footer. Now let me show you a single course page. So if you open any single course, you will see this is how the single course page looks like, very much similar to how a single course page looks on udemy.com. So this page is inspired from udemy.com. Now if you see over here, first of all you have the reviews, you have the title, the instructor name, course level. If you want to share this course page on any other social media platform, you can do that thing as well. Then some details related to the course, for example the categories, duration, how many students are totally enrolled, last updated, all these options can be seen. Then we have this option about this course, description in detail about this course, and what you will learn in this course. Then when you scroll down, you have the course page. So you will see the curriculum over here and you can see all the topics that are covered in this course. So here as you can see there are 2 different chapters, and in each chapter there are different topics. If you want, you can also see the Q&A page. So under Q&A page, if any questions have been asked by any students, those questions will be displayed over here. And under announcement, if this instructor has made any announcement related to this course, you can see that under announcement tab. I haven't added any one of these options, but I'll show you how to do this thing. Now at the right hand side, your visitors can see a preview video. So if they want to see a preview video before they enroll in this course, they can see this video. They can simply click on this play button and they can play this video. Then after that, all the materials that are included in this course, like it is a 4-hour on-demand video, 4 different articles, 3 downloadable resources, lifetime access, all these options are given. Now if there is any requirement to enroll in this course, those can be listed over here. Tags and targeted audience can be listed over here. Now if you want to enroll in this course, you can simply click on start course or enroll course, and you will see all the different videos and all that is covered in this course. Now this video that is you on a screen, let me actually mute this thing if I play it from here. Now this video is hosted not on your website or not on your hosting, but it is hosted on Amazon AWS. So in this video, I'll explain you how you can host your videos on different platforms. Like if you want to host your video on your own hosting, you can do that. If you want to host your video on AWS, Amazon Web Services, you can do that thing as well. And there are many different video hosting platforms that I'll explain you about. Now whenever your students complete any one of these lessons, they can click on complete lesson, and this lesson will be marked completed. As you can see at the left hand side, this is now check marked, which means that this is completed. You can also browse the Q&A section again, or if you don't have any questions, and if you wanna ask any new question, you can type in the question and click on submit question, and this question will be answered by the instructor of this course. Now this instructor can also upload many different types of resources. For example, if this instructor want, they can upload PDF file, documents file. They can also upload audio, video, those kind of different types of files. They can have different quizzes, and many different options are available in this video. So this is how the single course page looks like. You can again go back to your dashboard, or you can again go back to your home page. Now in this website, you'll also see how to integrate different types of payment options. Like we'll see how to integrate PayPal, how to integrate credit and debit card payments. Because whenever you're creating paid courses, now these are most of them are just free courses. But whenever you're creating a paid courses, people need to make purchase, or people need to make payment to get enrolled in these courses. So we'll see how we can accept online payments and how you can directly withdraw those payments in your bank account. And obviously I'll be explaining everything in complete detail. Alright guys, so this was a very short demo of the website that we'll be creating in this video. Now I hope you guys like the demo website. If you like this demo website and if you want to create this exact same website, make sure you watch the complete tutorial. And throughout the video, if you have any doubts, any comments, any suggestions for me, you can always leave them in the comments section below. And if you like this video, give a thumbs up to this video and share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, whatever social media platform you use. Alright guys, now let's start creating this website. Alright guys, now to create any kind of website, whether it's an online course website, an e-commerce website, a simple blog, business website, any kind of website, we need 2 basic things: a domain name and a hosting account. A domain name is simply the name or the URL of your website. For example, blogdude.com, youtube.com, google.com, naishik.com, all these things are different domain names. So we also have to register a domain name on the internet, so that whenever someone wants to visit your website, they can simply type in this domain name in the browser URL bar and they can land on your website. Now the second and the most important thing is your website's hosting. So if you see this entire website, all the different pages, all the different posts, all the different courses, everything, if you see this entire website, this is saved in a computer. and that computer is running 24/7, so that whenever someone wants to visit your website from any particular country at any given time, they can always see your website live. So your website is always live, your website is always up and running. Now the reason hosting is so important is because everything related to your website is directly or indirectly dependent on your hosting. So your website speed and performance is totally dependent on your hosting. Your website security is totally dependent on your hosting. Even your website's ranking in Google search results is totally dependent on your hosting. So if you've selected a good and reliable hosting, your website speed and performance will be amazing, security will be good, and you'll get better ranking in Google search results. And obviously in contrast to that, if you select a bad, crappy hosting, cheap hosting, it will be opposite of this. Now there are thousands of different hosting providers available in the market, but unfortunately only a handful of them are really good enough to consider. But you don't have to worry about that. I'll show you the best hosting for this type of website. So you can simply do one thing, open a new tab and type in blogdo.com/FC. FC stands for Fast Format, and this link is also given in the video description below. So you don't even have to type in this thing, simply click on that link and you should be redirected to this page. Now here, as you can see, there are 3 different plans available: Fast Cloud, Fast Cloud Plus and Fast Cloud Extra. Now this hosting, Fast Format hosting, in my opinion is the best price to performance hosting available in the market. And it has all the important features that is required for us to create this LMS website. If you see and if you scroll down, you can see about all these important features. If you hover over this option, it says that it will give you cPanel and Softaculous app installer, which is very important for us because we'll be using WordPress and Softaculous will help you to do that. You also get free daily backup, so your website will automatically be backed up every single day. You get free Cloudflare CDN, which will improve your website speed and also your website security. Now furthermore, we have Let's Encrypt SSL. So as I said you earlier in the introduction, that we'll be integrating different payment gateways. So for that we need SSL certificate, and with this hosting you will get free SSL certificates. We also get BitNinja server security to make sure that our website is 100% secure. And you also get free website transfer and free domain transfer. So if you have already created a website on some other hosting, you can transfer that entire website on Fast Format. I'll show you how to do that. Or if you have a domain name on some other website, for example, if you have a domain name on GoDaddy, Namecheap, or any other hosting company, you can transfer that domain name on Fast Format as well. And with this plan, Fast Cloud Plus and Fast Cloud Extra, with these 2 plans, you can create multiple websites. So in simple terms, if you want to create, today you're creating this online course website. Tomorrow you might need to create some other website, maybe another online course website, or maybe another e-commerce website. Then third website can be your blog website, so on and so forth. So you can create multiple websites, and for those websites, you don't have to again purchase a new hosting. You can host all these websites in one single hosting, because this allows to host us multiple websites. Then after that we get 25 GBs of SSD space, and this SSD space and this SSD server is RAID 10 configuration. So this makes sure that your website is fast and also your data is 100% secure. Now most of the hosting providers use the HDD space to host your website, but when your website is hosted on HDD server or HDD space, your website speed and performance is really bad. But here these guys are using SSD, so your website speed will be around 25 to 30 times faster than a regular hosting. Then obviously there are many more features. You can just scroll down, you can read about all these 4 features in even more detail. I don't want to waste a lot of time over here. For most of you guys, I would just recommend you to start with this plan, Fast Cloud Plus plan. Obviously if you want, you can even start with Fast Cloud Extra, but I would recommend you to start with this Plus plan, and after that if you think that you need to upgrade, you can upgrade later on to Extra plan. So simply select this option and click on this Get Started button. Now you'll be redirected to this page, and here you have to register a new domain name. So whatever domain name you want to register, simply type in that domain name. For example, if I want to register this domain name nayeshsheikh.com, I can type in Nayeshsheikh, and from domain name extension I can select .com, .net, .in, .us. Now all these different domain name extensions are available. So whichever you want to select, just simply select that option. Now if you already have a domain name, for example, if you are already registered a domain name on some other website like on GoDaddy or Namecheap, you can select the second option. I already have a domain name, and you can type in that domain name over here. Okay, and you can click on use this domain. But if you want to register a new domain name, type in that domain name, select the domain name extension and click on use this domain. Now you will be redirected to the third step, And here, first of all, you have to enter your account information. Now in your account information, you just enter your basic information like your first name, last name, your email address, phone number, all these basic details. Now two things are really important over here, your email address and your master password. So whatever email address and password, master password is just your basic password. So whatever email address and master password you enter over here, this will become your login credentials. So in future, whenever you want to log into your Fast Comet cPanel, you'll have to enter this email address and password. So whatever you enter over here, make sure to remember that thing. Then when you scroll down, you have your product information or your hosting information. Now under plan, we have selected the Fast Cloud Plus plan, and under data center location, this will be automatically selected for you based on your location. Now because I'm from India, I'm from Mumbai, for me this data center location is selected, Mumbai data center location. If you're from some other country, for example, if you're from USA, some data center location in USA will be selected. If you're from somewhere from Europe, for you, data center location in Europe will be selected for you. So data center location will automatically selected for you based on your location. Then after that, I would recommend you to scroll down. If you want domain privacy, you can have this thing. It will just cost you $4 per annum, but this will, save your personal details. No one will be able to see who registered this domain name, and this will save you, this will save you from people spamming you through promotional emails. So I think this is important, but obviously, if you want to save this $4 per annum, you can, untick that option as well. Then after that, you have to enter your payment information. So you simply have to enter your credit card, debit card, or your ATM card number over here. Enter the card number, expiry date, CVV number, which is given at the back of your card, and you can make the payment. If you want, you can also make payment through PayPal. Now under this option, if you see, there are 4 types of cards are accepted over here: American Express, Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. Now if you're from India, most of the people in India have the RuPay card. So if you have a RuPay card, you cannot make the payment over here because RuPay is a domestic card which is not accepted anywhere outside India. So make sure you have a Visa or a MasterCard. Then after that, just scroll down at the bottom, tick mark these 2 things and click on complete order. Now once you click on complete order, you have to come to this website, my.fastcomet.com. Now enter the email address and master password that you have entered in your previous step and click on login. Now this is your Fast Comet client area. You have to scroll down, and here you will see this is the support ticket option. So if you click on support tickets, you can click on submit ticket. So if you have already created your website on some other hosting, and if you want to migrate that website to Fast Comet, you can select this option, website transfer, and you can enter all your details, all your hosting details, and these guys will automatically transfer your website from that hosting to Fast Comet. Similarly, if you want to migrate, or if you want to transfer your domain name, you can also contact them through this support ticket option. Now you'll see this CP button, control panel button. Click on this button. Again, you have to enter your master password, and after that, click on proceed. Now this is your control panel. Most of the hostings have a very similar control panel, and this is how it looks like. Now the very first thing that you have to see in your control panel is your primary domain name. So here at the right hand side, you will see your primary domain name, and make sure you have DV certificate written besides your domain name, and you have this logpad besides your domain name. If you don't have DV certificate and this logpad in your domain name, it means that SSL is not automatically installed on your domain. So to do that thing, you can do one thing, click on this search bar, and you can search for Let's Encrypt SSL, and you will see this option. Click on this option, and you can now scroll down. You can search for your domain. For example, if I want to install domain name, or if I want to install SSL on this domain name fahem.in, I can select this domain, and besides this domain name, you will see this issue button. Click on this button or click on this link. Now go ahead at the bottom and click on this issue button again. After that, SSL will automatically be installed on your domain name. Now once it is done, you can do one thing. You can now install WordPress on this domain. So to do that, you can again click on this search bar, and you can now search for Softaculous App Installer. You'll see this option, click on this option, and through this option you can install different apps on your domain name. So in this case, we want to install WordPress. So you'll see the WordPress is the first option. Click on that option. Now click on Install Now button, and from here make sure to first select the latest version of WordPress, and after that, under Choose Protocol, make sure you have selected HTTPS. There are 2 options, HTTP and HTTPS. Make sure you have selected HTTPS. S is for secure. Then you have to select the domain name on which you want to install WordPress. So whatever your domain name is, simply select that domain name, and after that you will see this in directory form. Now under in directory, WP will automatically or will already be typed in for you. Make sure you delete this WP. Make sure your in directory box is empty, nothing is typed in this box. Then you can scroll down, you can enter your site settings. So you can simply enter your website's name. So you can give your website some name. So I'll give it a name of BlogDude. And after that you can also describe your website in few words. Now these two things can be changed later on. I'll show you in the next step how you can change your website name and site description. Then we have a very important option, your admin account option. Now the default username is admin and the default password is password. You should 100% make sure to change this thing. So change this admin, type in some custom username over here, and obviously change this password and type in some custom password over here. Then after that you'll see some dummy email is given over here. Delete this thing and type in your own personal email address. Alright. And after that you can just scroll down at the bottom and click on this install button. Now WordPress has started installing on your domain name. Very short process, hardly takes 10 to 12 seconds. You can see it is already done. Now once it is done, you will get two different links. First link is just your website link. So if you open this in a new tab, this is how your website is looking right now. And if you open this second link, this is your dashboard link. So if you open this link in a new tab, this is how your website will look like, or this is how your dashboard will look like. Now this page, this dashboard page is the most important page of your website because you'll be controlling your website from this page. So whatever you want to do on your website, for example, if you want to change the design of your website, you can do it from here. If you want to control your payment, if you want to control your comments, everything will be done from here. And whenever you want to come to this page, you simply have to type in your website name and after that put a /wp-admin. You will land on this page. And whenever we install WordPress on a new domain name, there are a few basic things that we have to understand and there are a few basic settings that we have to do. Now, first of all, on your dashboard, you'll see these widgets are present. Now, these are not really useful ones. So we can do one thing, we can click on screen options and we can untick all these widgets from here. We want to make sure that our dashboard is nice and clean. We don't have any unnecessary widgets present over here. Then the second option from the left hand side is this post option. Now this option will be used to create different blog posts. You can see this option on your demo website as well. So as you can see, we have created different posts or different blog posts. We'll be creating these blog posts from this page. Then we have the media option. So under this option, all the different videos, all the different audios or whatever media file, all the different images, whatever media file you have uploaded on your website, you can see all of those over here and you can manage them from here. Then you have the pages option, which obviously will be used to create and manage different pages. Then you have the comments option. So all the comments that are posted on your course or on your blog post, you can see them over here. If you want to approve or unapprove any one of these comments, you can do that. If you want to reply them, you can do that. If you want to delete them or mark them spam, you can do that from here. Then we have another very important option, which is your appearance option. Now under appearance option, you will see there are few themes which are already installed for you and one theme, which is 2021 theme, is activated for you. So if you see this website, if you see your website right now, this is how your website is looking. And this look of your website, this appearance and design of your website is because of this theme, 2021 theme. Now if you do one thing, if you just activate some other theme, for example, let's activate this 2019 theme. And again, if you come back to your website and if you refresh it, now you'll see your website looks completely different. So this is basically what a theme does. A theme changes the style and appearance of your WordPress website. And you should also make sure that you have only one theme installed and activated. So for all the extra themes, you can just select them and you can delete them from here. Obviously, we won't be using this boring theme. We'll be using some other free theme, which I'll show you later on in this video how we can install and activate that theme. Then we have the plugins option. So if you click on plugins, you'll see there are two plugins which are already activated or which are already installed for you. We don't need them, so you can delete these plugins from here. Now what is a plugin? A plugin is basically kind of a software or an add-on that will add some extra features and functionalities to your WordPress website. For example, if you see this website right now, this is just a regular blog. We don't have any features or functionalities related to an online course website. So in order to add these online course features or LMS features on our website, we'll need some extra plugins. That we'll see how we can install those plugins. Later on in this video, we'll see how to install and how to configure those plugins. Now from the left hand side, you see the settings option. Click on settings. Now under settings, you can change your website name and tagline or your description from here. So as I said earlier, you can change your website title and description later on as well, and you have to do it from here. Then you have the admin email address. Make sure you have your personal email address typed in over here. If you have some other email address, delete that and type in your personal email address. Now under membership, make sure you tick mark this thing, anyone can register. If you don't tick mark this thing, no one will be able to register on your website. So no customer or no student will be able to sign up on your website. So make sure you have tick mark this thing so that they can do that. Then you can also select your time zone based on your location. So because I'm from India, I'll select the Kolkata time zone. You can select the time format, date format, and after that you can click on save changes. Now under settings, you can click on permalinks and make sure you have selected post name. For you, day and name or some other option will be selected. Make sure you select this permalink structure, post name permalink structure. Then go ahead at the bottom, click on save changes, and again you can come back to your dashboard. And with this, we have completed all the basic and important settings related to your WordPress website. Now let's do one thing. Let's very first install all the required plugins, and after that we can install the theme to change the website design. Now the most important plugin over here is the Tutor LMS plugin that we'll be using to add all the LMS features on our website. And to get that plugin, you have to open a new tab and type in blogtool.com/tutor. Again, this link is also given in the video description below, so you don't even have to type in that thing. Simply click on that link and you should be redirected to this page. Now this is basically a premium plugin, but we'll be using the free version of this plugin because free version has almost all the features, all the required features, all the essential features to create an LMS website. So if you click on this comparison tab, you will see all the features that are available in the basic free version and some features that are only available in the pro version. So you can see some advanced features and some monetization features are only available in the pro version. But for us, free version is more than enough. So we can click on this button or we can click on this link at the bottom, free download. Click on this link and free download or free version of this plugin will be downloaded for you. Once it is downloaded, you can install and activate this on your website. So to do that thing, again, come back to your dashboard, click on plugins, click on add new, and now you have to click on upload plugin. So click on upload plugin. Now simply select this plugin. So basically simply choose this file and click on install now. Once it is installed, you'll get this option activate plugin. Click on this button, activate plugin. This plugin will be activated, and whenever it is activated, you will see this quick setup. We don't need this setup because I'll show you how to do this or how to control this plugin step by step. So you can see this link at the bottom. I already know, skip this. Okay, so I can skip this setup. Now the next plugin that we need is WooCommerce plugin to add all the premium features on our website. So if you want to create only free courses, you don't need this WooCommerce plugin. But if you want to create paid courses, if you want to accept payments on your website, you need this WooCommerce plugin. So click on plugins, click on add new, and this time we just can search that plugin from here. So search for WooCommerce, and this is the plugin that we need, the very first one, WooCommerce by Automattic. It has more than 5 million active installations. So this is the one that we need. Now again, once it is installed, simply click on this activate button to activate this plugin. Now again, for this plugin also, you'll get a quick setup. Now this time we don't have to skip this thing. We have to actually do this setup. So this will create some pages for you when you do this quick setup. Now under address line, you can simply enter your address, your office address, your business address. All this basic address can be entered over here. Your city name, state name, your postal code, everything can be entered, and after that click on continue. Then you will see the second step. So you can select which industry do you want to operate or what kind of products you will be selling. This is not really important. You can just skip this thing or you can select any other option. It does not really matter. This is just a quick survey. Then you can select this option, click on continue. Now how many products do you want to, or do you plan to display? So you can select any one of these options. Okay, I would recommend you to untick everything and click on continue. Now they will recommend you a theme. You can choose any one of these themes, but I would recommend you not to do that because we'll be using some other theme. So for now, you can just click on continue with my active theme. Again, they will recommend you another plugin, Jetpack plugin. So you can again click on no thanks. We don't need this plugin. And with this, your setup is 100% completed. Now, if you click on pages from the left hand side, you'll see there are so many pages which are already created for you. Cart page, checkout page, instructor registration, dashboard page, all these pages are created for you because of these two plugins that we have currently installed. Now the next plugin that we need is actually a page builder that will help us to design our website. And again, for this plugin as well, you have to open a new tab and type in blogdude.com/WP, which stands for WordPress, PB, which stands for page builder. So WP PB, WordPress page builder. Again, you will be redirected to this page. Now this is also a premium plugin, premium page builder, but we just need the basic free version. So you can click on features, and I think you will see at the bottom a link to download the free version. Let's see. Here, as you can see, ready to start right away, free download the plugin. Now you'll see this free download button. Click on this free download. You can enter your email address if you want. I don't want to enter my email address. I'll select this option, no thanks. I just want to download the plugin, and this plugin will be downloaded for you. And again, once it is downloaded, you can again have to go back to your dashboard, click on plugins, which is over here, and click on add new and upload this plugin. So click on upload plugin. Select this plugin, choose file, click on install now. Now once it is installed, for this also you have to just activate this plugin. So click on activate plugin. Now these three are the only plugins that we need for now. Now let's do one thing, let's install the theme. So you can click on appearance and you can click on add new. Now here under search themes, you can search for Docent. You will see this theme by this option Docent, as you can see. Install this theme. Now this theme is the free version we are using. Again, this theme is also available in a premium version. So if you again see the link which is given in the video description below, if you click on blogdude.com/Docent, you will be redirected to this page, and here as you can see, this is the pre-version or premium version or the pro version of this theme that we'll be using. Obviously, when you use the pro version, when you use the paid version, you have many more features, more designs, more beautiful features. All these things are available to you, but we'll be using only the free version. But in future, if you want to upgrade to pro version, this is how you can do it. Okay, so I'll cut all these pages. Now once this theme is installed, click on activate to activate this theme. And as I said earlier, you should always have only one theme installed and activated. So for now, 2019 theme, we can delete this theme as well. Now this will recommend you few plugins. We don't really need this plugin, so you can click on dismiss this notice and you can dismiss those plugins. Now again, if you come back to your website and if you refresh it, now as you can see, your website design has changed, and this theme will help us to design a website like this one. So again, come back to your dashboard. Now the very first thing that we need to do is to see how we can create different type of courses. Obviously, because that is the core thing. That is the core thing about our website, creating courses, students enrolling in those courses and so on. And before you do that, I would also recommend you to enable auto update. So click on this link, enable auto update for themes and for plugins as well. Enable auto updates for all these plugins. And now to create a new course, you can click on Tutor LMS, and if you hover over Tutor LMS, you can see courses, categories, tags, students, all these options are given to you. Click on this courses option, and to create a new course, click on this add new button. Let me do one thing, let me actually open a course, a single course page from here, so that we can just copy and paste all the details. We don't have to waste a lot of time over here. Now this is the title of this course, so I'll copy this title, and you have to enter your course title over here. So simply type in or paste in your course title. Then after that, you have to enter your description. Now if you scroll down, this is the description, as you can see under this description heading. So whatever you want to type in under description, you can copy. You can come over here, paste in. As you can see, obviously, if you want to make anything bolder, if you want to bold, for example, let me make it regular first of all. Now if I want to make, suppose this word, PHP word bolder, I can select this thing, I can select bold. I can select italic to make it italic as well. So you can do all these things. Obviously, this is just, like using regular Microsoft Word. You have used this thing, you know how to do these basic settings, like how to do basic alignment thing. If you want to change the alignment, left align, right align, if you want to make anything bulleted list, numbered list, block code, you can do these things from here. You can click on toggle toolbar. This will give you some more option. So if you want, you can change the text color, and all these options can also be changed. Then when you scroll down, you have the course setting. So if you want, you can have a maximum students limit. So if you type in, for example, 50 students, not more than 50 students will be able or will be allowed to enroll in this course. Now this is what is the difficulty level of this course: intermediary or intermediate, beginner, expert. I will select all level. Now when you scroll down, you have the actual course builder. So in this option, you have to create different topics, and under each topic you have to create different lectures and so on. So first of all, let's create a new topic. Click on add new topic, and this is the topic name, basic concepts. So I'll type in basic concepts over here. Okay. If you want, you can also give a summary. I'm not doing that because we have not done that. Now click on add topic, and to create another topic, which is your advanced concepts, you can see this one. So to create a new topic, we'll click on add new topic and we'll give it a title of advanced topic. Now again, click on add topic, and these two topics are created. Now whenever you want to create different lectures under these topics, you can select this option. For example, under basic concepts, you can click on basic concepts. You can first expand this option. Now click on lesson to add a new lesson inside this thing. Now the title of this lesson. So this is the lesson title. I'll copy this title from here. Meal planning explained. Okay, so I'll enter the title. Then after that, the description of this title. Now under this lesson, if you want to type in any text or anything, you can do that. For example, let me actually click on continue to lesson. So if you see this lesson, this is a video lesson. Some lessons can be video lessons. Some lessons can be just a simple blog post type of lessons. So whatever it is, you can type in that thing. For example, I'll open this website in a new tab. I'll open a single blog post. And maybe this first one is not a video lesson. This is just a simple article or a blog. So you can copy this thing like this and you can paste in this option. You can enter or you can select different options, like you can have images, you can have all these options over here. You can upload images, you can create numbered list, bulleted list. I'll show you this thing when we create different posts. So basically you can create different types of articles like this if you want to create a simple article type of lesson. And after that, you can click on update lesson. If you want to have a video, you can upload that video, but we'll see in the next lesson how we can create video. Now for now, we can just click on update lesson. Now let's create another lesson. So click on add lesson. This time let's give it a title of, let's see the next lesson. Okay, so this is our next lesson. I'll give it a title of macronutrients explained. So I'll enter the same title over here. And in this, suppose we want to add video. Now there are many different types or many different ways how you can add videos. Now with this, you can do one thing. You can add video plus article or video plus some text. It is not necessary that you have to add only article or you have to add only video. You can have some text and videos as well. For example, again, let me go back to this post. Let me just copy some dummy text from here. So I want to add this much text over here, and below this text or maybe above this text, I want to add the video. Now for the video source, where do you want to get this video from? Now if you want, you can do one thing. The very first option is, actually, let me go back to my dashboard. Now the very first option is to upload video on your website server. So you can click on media, and over here you can click on add new and you can upload that file. But I never recommend this option because we have only 30 GB of space on our server and we never want to upload huge video files on our website server. We always want to upload these huge video files on some other third-party website, and then we can simply embed those videos on our website. I'll show you how to do that. Now the very first and the most, the best option according to me is YouTube. And let me explain you how you can use YouTube. So first of all, just go to YouTube, create an account. And once you create an account, you have to upload a video and you have to make it unlisted. So you don't have to publish that video so that anyone can see this video. You have to make it unlisted so that only those people whom you want to see those video can see that. Let me show you. So if I click on add video or upload video, let me upload a single video from here. So whatever video file you want to upload, you can select this from here. I don't think I have any such videos. Let me see. Okay, so let me upload this video. For example, this is a short video, I guess. Okay, so this video is uploaded and this is getting processed. So I'll have to wait for some time. But for now, you can see all the different, you don't have to enter the description and all. You can just enter the title if you want. Rest everything, you can just leave it. I'm just trying to show you how you can use this video, how you can use YouTube to host your websites or to host your videos. Now the processing is going on for the HD version. I don't want to waste a lot of time over here. I'll click on next. I just want to show you what you have to do. Then after that, if you want to make the monetization on or off, you can select this, click on next. Now again click on next. Now under visibility you have to select this option, unlisted. Okay, make sure it is not public or private, it is unlisted. So people with the link can only see this video. So only people who come to your website can see this video. So make it unlisted, and also make sure to copy this video link, which is this. Now click on save. Now as you can see, this is your video. Now you have copied the video link. Now you can come back to your website, come back to your course page, and under video source you can select this option, external URL, or you can select YouTube and you can enter your YouTube link. And after that you can click on update lesson, and this video playback time will automatically be calculated. So, or if you want, you can enter, or if it is not calculated for you, for example the video length was 5 minutes or 6 minutes, it will automatically be calculated for you. But if it is not, you can enter the time over here manually. After that click on update lesson. So this is how you create video lesson. Now let me create another lesson, and let me tell you, or let me show you some other ways of how you can use or how you can upload videos on your website. So the first option was to upload video on your own server, which I would never recommend you to upload huge video files on your own server. The second option was YouTube. We have seen how to create unlisted videos on YouTube and how to use that YouTube video on your course. I'll obviously show you how this entire thing looks. We are just creating the course. Once it is created, we'll see how this course is looking, how the different lessons are looking. Now for the third lesson, let me just give you some title. So maybe this is the title. Okay, I'll copy the title, paste it over here. And for this time, if you want, you can use this website. If you don't want to use YouTube for some reason, again, I'm saying for me, according to me, that is the best option. Now, if you don't want to use YouTube, you can use Vimeo. So you can go to vimeo.com and you can create a new account. There is a free plan as well. You can see, let me see. If you go to upgrade, I'm using the free plan. You can, if you go to upgrade, you have these limits. For example, you have 5 GB limit per week. With the plus plan, with the pro plan, you have 20 GB per week limit, no weekly limit with the business plan, and so on. So you can see this option, and for the storage, you have 250 GB every year. This is the storage limit, and this also supports 4K HDR video. So you can just go ahead, see more details about this thing. But again, I'm saying the free version is also available. I'm using the free version, or you can use any one of these and you can start a free trial of this option. So you can use Vimeo if you want, and let me show you how you can use Vimeo. So again, to use Vimeo, to create, first you have to upload your video. So click on new video, click on this upload button. Now click on choose file and select your file. So maybe again I want to upload this file, click on open. Now I can select the privacy, which is over here. Anyone can see this video, or only I can see this video, only people I follow can see. You can see this option. I want to recommend, I'll just want to keep it at anyone can see this video. You can select the language, industry, all these options. And I don't want the video review page, so I'll get that thing off. You can select content rating, all these options, and after that you can click on save. Now once this video is uploaded, you can now use this video on your website. I'll show you how you can do that. First again, let's go back to our videos option. So under manage videos, you'll click on my videos, and you'll see this video is also added just a few seconds ago. If you want to see this video, if you want to get links, you can click on this copy link thing, click on copy video link. Again, go back to your course page, and this time under video source, you can select Vimeo. You can enter your Vimeo link, and after that click on update lesson. So this is another way, or this is another platform where you can host your videos. Now there is one more platform which is very famous nowadays, that is Amazon Web Services S3 bucket. So if you want to use that one, you can click on lesson, create a new lesson, give it any title. So maybe let me give it a title of AWS video. Now to use this option, you have to first go to Google and search for AWS S3. You'll get this first link, simple storage service. Select this option and you have to sign into this console. So click on this option, sign into console. Again, this also is pretty much free. If you actually, let me go back to this page. If you click on pricing, now here you can see the pricing is almost free. First 50 TB. We are not talking about MBs or GBs. We're talking about terabytes. For first 50 terabytes per month, it is just 2 cents per GB. So it is pretty inexpensive. It is almost free. So this is also pretty useful for storing and for hosting your videos. So this is all, you can see the pricing and all. After that, you can sign into the console. So if you already have an Amazon account which I think you have, you can just sign in with this account. So click on sign in, select any one of your Amazon accounts and click on sign in, or if they ask you to sign up, you can select sign up. Now under this search bar, search for S3. You'll see this option with this bucket icon. Select this S3 option. Now in S3 we have to create buckets, and in those buckets we have to add our videos, and after that we can use those videos on our website. So first of all, to create a new bucket, click on create bucket. You can give your bucket some name. So I'll give it a name of Fahim LMS videos. You can select the region for this bucket. It is already selected. Now I would recommend you to uncheck this option, block all public access, because we do want to give public access. We want people to see this video. So you can select this option, and now you can just go at the bottom and click on create bucket. Okay, so this you have to tick mark this notice that turning off block all public access might result in this bucket and this object within becoming public. We accept this thing and we can click on create bucket. Now once it is created, you can click on that bucket, you can open it. Now you can upload your video in this, and obviously if you want, you can first create a video. Then for example, if you want, you can create a video for a course, and you can upload all the videos related to that course in that folder. Or if you want, you can just upload your videos over here. So click on upload, click on add file. Maybe again, let me just select this file, click on open. Now you can scroll down, and if you want, you can enable bucket versioning and click on upload. And now as you can see, one file is uploaded pretty quickly, pretty fast. Now you can do one thing, you can go back to your bucket. So you can click on this exit button. Here is your video. You can do one thing, you can go to permission, make sure it is public. Objects can be public. Now to see this video, you can open this video, you can click on this video and you can copy the link. Now you can say this is the video. You can do one thing, you can now select this option, object action. And I forgot to mention one thing, whenever you're uploading video on any platform, especially on Amazon S3, I would recommend you to change the name of the video. For example, let's go back to that video. So if this is the video, maybe let's select some other video, advanced shipping. So this is the title of this video. Okay, so you have these spaces in between. I would recommend you to make everything lowercase, make everything smaller letters, and delete these spaces in between, and you can type in dash or you can type in hyphen. You can basically replace all the space with hyphen or with dash. Okay, so make sure you remember this thing, and once you upload that video, you can now come back to this page, copy the link, go back to your course page. Now select this option, video source, and this time you can select external URL. Type in the URL and after that click on upload lesson or update lesson. Now there are some more options. We will see how to create quizzes and all, but before that, let's first just publish this course and let's see how it is looking right now. Now you can also enter total course duration. So maybe this total course duration is maybe 10 hours, 30 minutes. You can enter that option. Now benefits of this course. So if you see the course page, if I go back to the course page, single course page, let's open this single course. Now here you will see this option, what will I learn? Now under this, these are the benefits that we have to enter. So you can enter different benefits on different lines, on new lines. So let me actually expand this thing. Now as you can see, all the benefits are uploaded or typed in on new line. Okay, like this. Now requirements. So if you again come back to this thing, let's see the requirements. Here as you can see, there are two requirements that are created. I'll just copy paste this thing. Targeted audience, again few dummy text is given. Okay, and materials included. So maybe I have included 4 hours of video. All these things can be entered over here. How many videos, how many articles, how many downloadable resources you have included in this video. Now course intro video. So this video, so for this maybe I'll select again YouTube and I'll add some YouTube link. Again, let me go back over here. I want to add this link. So I'll click on options and I'll click on get shareable link. Okay, link is copied. I can come back, paste in this link over here. Now I can go at top. At the right hand side, you will see you can give any category to this course. So maybe this course is related to health and fitness. So I'll type in health and fitness. Now in future, whenever you are creating a course and that course is related to health and fitness, you can select this category, or if it is related to some other thing, you can create a new category for that. Now you can also create different tags. For example, here as you can see, under this health and fitness is a tag Adobe Photoshop. Obviously it is nothing to do with Photoshop or app development, but it is just to show you that this is how your tags will look like. So under tag, I'll type in health, fitness, gym, diet, these kind of tags. Now tutor setting, do you want to make this course public? I would not recommend you to do that for now, because if you select this thing public, no one, even if the course is free, what happens is by default people have to enroll in this course. They have to create an account on our website to enroll and to see this course. But if you just make it public, people don't have to create an account, they don't have to enroll, anyone can just use this course. So I don't want to do that thing. Now for the featured image, this is the featured image. If you go back to your home page, these images are the featured images. So you can upload these images from here. Now there is a link given in the video description below. If you actually click on that link, you will be redirected to my website blogdude.com. And here if you see, for every single tutorial I create a blog post like this. And if you click on that link which is given in the video description, you will be redirected to one of similar blog post. You'll see all the important links given, and at the bottom you'll see download free images. If you click on this download button, a zip file will be downloaded for you, and once you unzip that file, you will get few documents and you'll get this media folder. In this folder you have all the images that I've used to create this website. So you can use these images and you can create your website. For example, this is the thumbnail. For example, there will be more thumbnails for you, but I've just added one thumbnail right now. By the time you download, there will be more thumbnails for you. So these things are given to you. So click on set featured image. If you don't already have a featured image, you can use this demo images or dummy images for now. Let me use this one. Click on open and click on set featured image. Now we can just go ahead and click on publish, and this course will be published. If you open this in a new tab, you can see this is how your course page looks like. As you can see, this is the preview video, the title, everything is working pretty good. Okay, all the description, everything is given over here. Okay, this is how it looks like. All the topics that we have created, this is the article. So as you can see, the icon is this article icon. All these other things are videos, so you have this video icon. Now if anyone wants to enroll in this course, they can click on enroll now. Now because we have created an account, we are logged in, we are enrolled automatically. If the person is coming for the first time, once they click on enroll now, they'll have to first sign up or log in. Only then they can enroll in this course. Now if you click on start course, now this is the first article that we have created. As you can see, this is how it will look like. Now suppose if you have created, if you have studied this entire article, you can mark this lesson complete. You'll be redirected to your next article. Basically you'll be redirected to your next lesson, which is this lesson. Now here as you can see, this is the YouTube video, but if you see, it does not look like a YouTube video because we have changed this theme, and this plugin automatically changes this design of this thing. So it does not look like the YouTube video and all. If you play this thing, it plays perfectly, no buffering and all. And after that, the second video was Vimeo video. As you can see, you can play this thing as well. And after that, we had the Amazon Web Services video. So this is how this thing works. Right guys, now let's again come back to our course page and let's see how we can create different types of quizzes. Now on this page again, we have to scroll down and we have to come back to this section, course builder section. And here as you can see, we have created these things. Now we have to create a quiz. So you can click on this button plus quiz to add a new quiz. Now first of all, you have to give some information about the quiz, like you have to type in the title. So maybe the title is what is WordPress or anything else if you want. And you can type in some description about this thing. So again, I'll just add some text over here. Again, let me go back to this page. Let's add this text. All right. Now you can click on save and next. In the next step, you can add the question. So in this option, the first question is, what is theme? Okay. Whether it's a true or false question, single choice, multiple choice, open-ended, fill in the blanks, and some more questions type or some more quiz type are available, but those are available in the premium version, in the pro version. In the free version, you can see these 5 types are available. I'll select the single choice option. Now answer is required, obviously it is required, and points that you will get for answering this question. You can select this option, and now you can answer, you can add the title. You can also use images and maybe both text and images for these answers. I just want to type in answer 1. Then after that I want to add another option. Okay, so before we add another option, first let's save this one. So type in answer 1. Click on save answer. Let's add another option. So click on add an option. Maybe this is answer 2. Save answer. And third one is answer 3. Alright, now click on save answer again. Now whichever the correct answer is, you can tick mark this thing. So maybe the first one is correct, so I'll tick mark this thing and click on save and continue. Now one question is added. Similarly, you can add another question. Maybe this question is some question related to true or false. So under question type, we'll select true or false. Answer is obviously required, points for the answer. And after that, you can select true, and after that you can save this answer. Click on add an option. Okay, don't need to do this thing because we already have true and false. Now maybe the correct answer is false, so I'll select this thing and click on save and continue. These 2 questions are added. Similarly, you can go ahead, add more questions. Now click on next. Now what is the time limit to complete this quiz? So maybe it is 10 minutes. Now quiz feedback mode. So if you select the default option, or if you select the default mode, answers will be shown after the quiz is finished. Or if you select, you can select the retry mode or reveal mode. I want to select this option, default mode. Now how many attempts are allowed? So if you want, you can change this thing. If you type in 0, it will make it unlimited. So there is no limit on how many attempts are allowed. If you type in 1, only 1 attempt will be allowed. What is the passing grade? So 80%, you can increase or decrease the option. Maximum question allowed to answer, you can change this option as well, and after that you can click on save. Now once it is saved, let's cut this thing. And here as you can see, this quiz is added. What is WordPress? Now I can again just go ahead, update this course. Again, if you come back to this course and refresh it, now you'll see this quiz over here at the bottom. If you click on this thing, this is the quiz, this is the title. And there are 2 questions, time is 10 minutes, 1 attempt. You can see all this option. Now if you want to start this quiz, click on start quiz, and you can see the first question that we are getting, true or false. The right answer was false. So I'll select this thing and click on answer next option. What is theme? The first one was right answer, so I'll select right answer 1 and click on submit quiz. Now once you complete this thing, you will see your results. So here as you can see how many questions, how many answers. Okay, so this is how this thing works. This is how this quiz option works. Now there are some more things related to courses. So if you again come back to a dashboard, under Tutor LMS, you can see we have created categories, we have created tags, we have, if any student enrolls in this course, if you click on students, you can see the details related to those students. Then after that, you have the announcement option. Now if there is any announcement for this course, you can create a new announcement. You can select the course, you can give title of the announcement, and you can type in some summary. So maybe I'll just type in this thing. So whatever your announcement is related to, and after that you can click on publish. Now whenever any user enrolls in this course, they can see the announcement. So again, let me refresh this page, and let's again go back to this option. Click on this option, go to course home. Now if you scroll down, you'll see this announcement tab. If you click on announcements, you'll see the new announcement that we have just added, and you can see all the different details related to this announcement. Now let's see how we can add question and answer. So suppose I have enrolled in this course, and if I have any question, I can click on ask a new question. Maybe this is my question title, and this is my summary, and after that I can click on post question. Now this question will not start displaying on your website right away. First, the instructor has to approve this question, and after that, once they answer the question, this will be displayed on your website. So again, if you come back to a dashboard and if you click on Q&A, you can see one question is available over here. If you want to answer this thing, you can type in your answer and click on place answer. And once it is done, if you again come back to this page and click on Q&A, let's refresh this page. Now here as you can see at the bottom, this was the question and this is the answer. Okay, so this is how this question answer works. Now this was all related to free course. Now let's see how we can create a premium course, how we can charge some money for anyone to enroll in this course. So to do that thing, again, come back to this page. First we have to do a setting. So under Tutor LMS, you will see settings, click on that. Now here you will see the monetization tab, click on that. Now by default, monetization is disabled. We have to enable it, and we have to set WooCommerce as a monetization option. Now again, you can just click on save settings. Now my course name was, suppose I want to convert this course into a premium course, so I can just copy the title. Now I'll have to add a new product. So under WooCommerce, I can click on products. So you'll see this is the products option, click on products, and we have to add a new product. Click on create product. I'll type in the same title over here. We don't have to enter any other detail. You can just scroll down and you can enter this detail. You can first tick mark this thing for tutor, because this is connected. We want to connect this product with our course. Now maybe the price for this will be $10. By default the currency is pound, but I'll show you very soon how we can change this thing. So I am entering $10 over here, and after that all the other things you can just leave it. If you want to add a product image, you can add that thing, or if you want, you can leave this thing as well. If you want to give it any category, you can do that, or you can just leave it as it is. This is not really important. Maybe I'll just type in health and fitness for this as well. Click on add new category, and this is added. After that you can just click on publish. Now once you publish this thing, again you have to go back to your courses page. You can edit this course. Now when you scroll down, you will see this option. Let's see, a new option is added, add a product. So I want to link this course with this product, nutrition build your perfect diet and meal, the product that we have just added, and I want to change the type of this course to paid. Once you do this thing, you can again update this course. Now if you open this in a new tab, let's see what happens. Now I'm getting this option continue to lesson because I'm already enrolled in this course. But if I open this in a new private window, let me show you how this will look like. Now as you can see, new user will get this button, new user will get this option add to cart, and they will have to see the price over here. The price is by default £10. We'll change the currency very soon, and after that they'll have to make the payment, and only then they can enroll in this course. Now we have not yet set the payment gateway. We have not yet configured any payment gateway. So for now the student will not be able to do the checkout. So let's see how we can configure different payment gateways so that people can come to your website and they can purchase different courses and you can receive payments for that. So for that, again, come back to your dashboard, and all those payment related or e-commerce related things will be done under WooCommerce. So you can hover over WooCommerce and click on settings. Now the very first thing or the very basic thing over here is the address and all. We have already entered that under the setup, quick WooCommerce setup. Now selling location, because this is a digital product, we can leave it to sell to all countries. If it was a physical product, for example, if it was a t-shirt or mobile selling website and we had to ship this product, we had to limit the countries where we want to sell. But because it is a digital product, we can sell to all countries. If you want to enable taxes and calculation, you can enable taxes as well. And after that, I want to change this currency to US dollar. Okay, now click on save changes. Now in the next step, we have the products option. So if you click on this option, all right, I think no settings is required. Just come back to taxes. If you want to add any taxes on this, you can add this thing. For example, first you have to create a new tax class. So click on tax classes, press enter to come to new line. And I'll type in maybe GST 10, maybe 10% taxes applied on this type of product. So I'll type in GST 10. If in your country you're using VAT system, you can type in VAT 10, whatever you want. And after that, click on save changes. Now once you create a new class, you'll see a new option will be added at top, GST 10 rates. I'll click on that. And this will be applied only in my country, obviously. And I'll leave all these things under country name or under country code. I'll enter my country code. Leave the state code, postal code and city. Just come to rate and type in 10%. Tax name will be GST 10. I don't want to enable shipping. I'll just go to save changes. And this is how this is done. We don't have to do any shipping related thing because we are not shipping any physical product. Come back to payments. Now under payments, whatever payment gateway you want to enable, you can select this thing. Now the most basic one is this PayPal standard. If you want to enable direct bank transfer, you can have that option as well. So under direct bank transfer, first let me just click on save changes. Now under direct bank transfer, you can give them your bank details. They can transfer the money to your bank account, and after that you can enable their account. So you can enter your account name. Maybe my account name is this, account number, bank name, okay, IFSC code. All these things can be entered over here. IBAN code, BIC Swift code, all these things can be entered, and after that you can click on save changes. Again, let's go back to payments. Now for PayPal standard, we'll have to link our account, or we'll have to link our website with PayPal. So first of all, under PayPal email, make sure you have entered your PayPal email address. Then when you scroll down to enable PayPal on your website, you'll need live API username, password and signature. These three options. And to get this thing, go to paypal.com. Now once you log into your account, you'll have to enter, or you'll have to type in this thing in your URL bar. paypal.com/businessmanage/credentials/API access. You can see this thing on your screen as well. And just note that A in access is capital. Then press enter. You'll be redirected to this page. Scroll down and select this option, MVP/SOAP API integration, and click on manage API credentials. And here you'll get all the different details. You have your API username, click on show, copy your username, paste in under live API username, and similarly click on show, copy your password, paste it under password, and copy your signature, paste it under signature. Obviously, I'll have to hide these details. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have entered my username, password and signature. Once you do that, you can just click on save changes. So with this, you can accept PayPal payments as well. Now, if you want to accept credit and debit card payments, I would recommend you to install a new plugin. So click on plugins and click on add new. Under search plugins, search for Stripe. Now install this plugin. The first one, WooCommerce Stripe Payment Gateway. This is by WooCommerce. Make sure it is by WooCommerce. There are many payment gateway. There are many plugins for Stripe, but we want to use this one, which is by WooCommerce. Once it is installed, you can click on activate. And once it is activated, you can again hover over WooCommerce, click on settings. And if you again come back to your payment settings, you will see there are so many payment options will be added for you. As you can see, now the one that I want to use is this one, Stripe credit card. Enable this option. And once it is enabled, click on save changes. And now click on Stripe. And again, to configure Stripe or to accept credit and debit card payments on your website, you'll have to first link your website with Stripe. First, I want to change the title and all. Under title, I'll type in credit/debit card, and under description, I'll type in pay with your credit debit card. And I want to disable test mode and click on save changes. Now, to enable this thing, you need these two things. You need the live API, live publishable key and live secret key. And to get this thing, go to your Stripe dashboard. So basically go to dashboard.stripe.com. Log into your Stripe account. Now once you log into your account, you'll see at the left hand side developers, click on that, and under developers you'll see API keys. Now here you'll see your publishable key. Copy your publishable key, paste it under live publishable key. Now copy your secret key and obviously just paste it under live secret key, and after that just go ahead at the bottom and click on save changes. Now you can accept credit and debit card payments right on your website. Now there are many more payment gateways available. Obviously these are not the only two. Now if you get any error like this, again just go ahead and click on save changes. That error will disappear. Now there are many more payment gateways as I was talking about, and if you want to learn more about them, you can go to YouTube and you can search for Nayyar Sheikh Payment Gateway. Let me show you. So as you can see, I have explained how to integrate Razorpay with your website, Paytm, UPI payments on your website. To check out all these different payment gateways, I have shown you how you can integrate with your website. You can watch that and integrate different payment gateways if you don't want these options. Now click on accounts and privacy and tick mark these three things. Allow customers to log into an existing account during checkout. Allow customers to create an account during checkout, and allow customers to create an account on the My Account page. And untick these two things. Okay. So we basically don't want, a username and password already or automatically set for the customer. We want the customer to set their own username and password. So that is why untick these two options. Now go at the bottom and click on save changes. And finally, just go to advanced option and make sure under cart page, cart is selected. Under checkout page, checkout, and under my account page, my account is selected. Now click on save changes. And now anyone can come to your website, they can make the payment, you can accept the payment, and after that they can enroll in that premium course. and I'll show you a demo transaction of this at the end of the video. For now, let's do one thing. Let's start creating, or let's start designing our website, because all the technical part are now 100% cleared. So we have seen how to create different courses, how to add quizzes, lessons, lectures, all those things. So we have seen everything. Now only the designing part is left, like how you can design your home page, how you can design different pages, and how you can create different menus and different footer option. So let's see how that is done. Again, come back to your dashboard. I guess now to create a new page, we'll have to click on pages at the left hand side, and we want to create our home page. So we'll click on add new, and we'll give it a title of home, obviously because this is our home page. So give it a title of home, and at the right hand side you'll see this page attribute. Under page attribute you'll see template. Under template, select this option WP Page Builder Template, because we'll be using this plugin and we want a blank canvas so that we can design the website. So select this option and click on publish. Now once you create this page, we'll have to set this page as our home page. So we'll again come back to the dashboard. Now under settings you will see reading. So under settings, click on reading. And to set this page that you have just created as our official home page, you can select this second option, a static page. And under home page, select the home that you have just created and click on save changes. Again come back to pages. Now if you see, besides this home page, front page is written, which means that this is now our front page or our home page. You can now click on edit, and now we can do one thing. We can design this thing, or we can create this thing using this page builder. In fact, you can come back on this page, and besides this option, if you select this option below this home page, you will see this option edit with WP Bakery Page Builder. Click on this button or click on this link, and this is how the page builder looks like. Now let's see how we can design this website. Now we want to design this home page section by section. So as you can see, this is your first section, your hero section. Then we have the courses section, then we have the testimonial section, and so on. So to create the first section, we need to create a new row. So we'll click on this button, add row, and how many columns you want in this row. So in this case, we just want a single column. So we'll select one column. Now the very first thing that we need to add is this title. So I'll copy the title, come back to this page, and we'll click on this plus button, or you can do one thing, you can search for heading. You'll see this heading option, drag and drop this heading over here. Type in your heading or type in your title, make it center align. So select alignment center. Now we need to style this thing. So to do this thing, go to style. You have the color, you have the link hover color and all. Now for the color, if you want, you can leave it as it is, or if you want to change this color, you can make it red, blue, green, whatever color you want. Okay. So it all depends on you. Now for the typography, I want to enable typography so that I can control how this style looks like. Now for the font family, I want to make it Poppins. And this is the font family that I want to use throughout my website. And I want to increase the size of this thing. So you can do it like this. Maybe I want to keep it at, let's say 60 pixels. Now there is no proper space between these two lines. So you can do one thing, under line height, you can select pixels, or maybe you can just increase this option like this. Or maybe I want to type one thing. For line height, I don't prefer pixels. I prefer EM. So under line height, type in 1.2. and change this px to em. Okay, now this is how this will look like. Now if you want to make it bolder or lighter, for example, if you want to make it lighter, you can select 100. If you want to make it bolder, you can select 700, and so on. There are more options. For example, if you want, you can select 900. It will become very bolder. I just want to select 700 for font weight. Now whenever you do any changes on your website, you should always click on this save button so that all the changes are saved. Now again, let's come back, and the second text is this simple text. Copy the text. For this also, I want to use the heading. So if you want, you can search for heading. Drag and drop this heading element over here. Type in your title, make it center align, go to style. And we want to enable typography. Change the font family to Poppins. Decrease the height to maybe 18 pixels. And make it lighter. So let's make it 300. Okay, looking much better. Now let's add some space at top and bottom, because if you see over here below, if you see above and below this text, there is some space. So to add this space, you can go to advanced, you can go to style under advanced, and here you have margin and padding. So you can select this padding option, or you can select margin option, whatever option you want. First of all, make sure to delink this thing. If you see this lock pad, click on that thing so that it is delinked. Now on top, I want to add 20 pixels, not 200, 20. And at bottom, I want to add 40 pixels. Now, as you can see, space at top and bottom is added, I can again click on save. And below this thing, we have to add this button. So again, we'll come back to our elements or add-ons and we'll search for button add-on. Now we can simply drag and drop this button at the bottom. This is how the default style looks like. The button text over here says get started. So I'll type in get started. And I want to link this button with my all courses page. So you can do one thing. You can, if you see the all courses page links, it is your website link / courses. So you can do one thing, copy your website link, paste it over here under link, and after that just type in / courses. So this will become your courses page or your courses archive page. And I want to make it rounded or I want to make it circular. So if you want, you can select this option, round. Okay, under shape, you can select round and this will become this button. Now let's change the style. So go to style. First, let's change the font. Now under style, I want to make it custom. For the color, you can see the color is white and the background color is this black color. So color will select white, or if you want, you can just type in FFF, it will become white. Now background color, here as you can see button background color, select this option and type in 000, it will become this black color. Obviously, if you want some other color, you can select. If you want, you can also select a gradient color. I'll show you how to use gradient after we create this section. Now, if you see below this section, we have this nice, beautiful image. And on top of that image, we have used this gradient color. So let me show you first of all how you can get this image. So to get these kind of professional images for free, you can go to this website called unsplash.com, or there is another website called pexels.com. And here, whatever you're looking for, you can just search for that thing. For example, I'm looking for classroom. So I'll just type in classroom. And here, as you can see, so many different free to use images. Now, this is the image that I've used on my website. Okay, this is the one as you can see. So you can select this thing. You can download this thing for free. I would recommend you to click on this drop down icon and download the medium size. Okay, 1920 by 1920 around. Download this size. Now, once it is downloaded, we want to resize this thing because we don't want a rectangular image. We want, very, I want the height to be pretty small and width to be complete. So to change this thing or to resize this image, you can go to another website, Fotor.com, Fotor.com. Now here I want to edit an image. So I can click on edit a photo. You can upload your photo over here. So I'll just drag and drop this image over here. Now I want to resize this image. So I'll click on resize, or maybe I want to crop this image. So I'll select crop, and instead of 1920 by 1920, or 1920 by 1200, I'll select in maybe 1920 by 900. Okay. So once you type in 900, you can set this frame, and maybe if you want, you can make it 700, 800. I want to keep it at 1920 by 900. And after that, once you like this thing, click on apply. And now as you can see, this is cropped. And finally, you can just export this image. So click on export, or you'll have to create an account if you don't already have an account. It is free to use. So you can just create an account within few seconds. And after that, click on sign up. Once you have created your account, you can now download this image. Click on this download button. Okay, now as you can see, this image is now downloaded. Now we can do one thing. We can come back to this page, click on this gear icon to do settings related to this row. Now go to style, and under background, you will see this background option. Select image and upload this image. Okay, so let's go to download. So this is the image that we want to use. Select this, click on open. Once it is uploaded, you can click on insert. And this is how it looks like. First of all, I want to change the size to cover. Okay, like this. Now I want to add some space at top and bottom. So I'll do one thing. Before we add the gradient, let's fix this space thing. So you'll see this thing under advanced, or maybe under style. Let's see, under style general. Yeah, under style general, you'll see padding option. So by default, top and bottom padding is 25 pixels. I want to increase this thing to 100 pixels. So for both top and bottom, I want to keep 100 pixels padding. Now let's add this gradient color on top of this image. So again, we'll go to style and we'll select overlay. And under overlay, we'll select gradient. For the first color, I want this red color. Okay. And for the second color, maybe, yeah, we have this blue color. Or if you want to change this blue color, if you want to make it more darker, you can do that thing. And if you see the gradient option, by default, it is 0.4. I want to make it 0.5. Okay. It will become more darker. Now, because our background is darker, we can change the text color and all this color to white or to light color. So select this heading 1. Okay, this text, go to style and change this color to this white color. Similarly for this second heading, select this edit button, go to style, and you can just select this white color, and after that click on save. And with this, your first section is 100% completed. Now let's create our second section. So again, we'll click on add row. Again, we'll select a single column. Now the very first thing that we want to add is this text. So I'll copy this entire text like this. Okay, come back to this page, go back to add-ons, and here we'll search for text block. Okay, this is the option text block. Drag and drop it over here, and whatever text you want, you can just paste in that text. Now if you want to make anything bolder, for example, let me just paste it like this. If I want to make this thing bolder, quality courses and gain new skill, this much I want to make it bolder. So I can just select this much text and I can select this B, it will make it bolder. And after that I want to make it center aligned, so I'll bring it in center, and then we can control this style. So go to style, change this color to maybe black color or any other color. Maybe let's not select black color, select this color, 2B, 2B, 2B. Okay, this color. Now enable typography so that we can change the style. Now for this font family, I want to make it Montserrat. Okay, select Montserrat. This is the font family that we want to use, and we want to increase the size obviously to 24 pixels. And now let's increase the line height to 1.6, but instead of pixels, let's make it EM. Okay, this is how it will look like. Now below this thing, I want to display different courses. So you can do one thing, again, come back to your add-ons and search for courses. Let's see, let's search for tutor. I think you'll get this thing at the bottom. If you'll see under WordPress widgets, you will see at the bottom, and let's see, here it is, tutor course. Drag and drop this thing out. Maybe let's do one thing, let's add a new row for this. Click on add row, single column, and inside this new column you can drag and drop this widget, tutor course. Now this is how it will look by default. I'll show you how you can change the style. First of all, I don't want any title, so under new instead of this new title, I'll just delete it. Now how many do you want to show? So we want to show 6, as you can see, 3 at top and 3 at bottom. So count is 6, which is fine, but here right now what is happening is we are just getting one single course in one column. I want 3 courses in one column. So to fix this thing, first of all, just click on save to save this page. Open your website in a new tab. Now once you open this in a new tab, here as you can see, this is how it is looking. I want to have 3 courses in one row. Okay, so to do this thing, you can do one thing, click on customize, and you can add some custom CSS. Now you don't have to create your own custom CSS. I've created my custom CSS and I've given it to you for free. So again, as I said you earlier, there's a link given in the video description. If you click on that link, you will download a zip file, and once you unzip that file, you'll get several files over here, and in that you'll also get this file, CSS file. Open this. Now this is how your CSS file will look like. Just copy everything from here. Come back to this option, click on additional CSS and paste it over here. Now as you can see, the moment you paste in this thing, this will automatically become, this will automatically display 3 different courses in one single row. So this will add all this style to your website. Now once you do this thing, click on publish. Now you can cut this thing, again come back to this page builder. Make sure you first save this page. Once you save this page, after that you can refresh this page. Now when you scroll down, as you can see, because of this custom CSS, we have this style like this. Now let's add some spacing at top and bottom. Now first of all, select this option, this text option that we have used, this text block. And for that you have to select this green gear icon for this row settings. Now we need to add some custom space. So on top of this title, on top of this text, we have a lot of space, but at bottom we have very little space. So we'll go to style, we'll select this padding. On top I want to add 90 pixels, 90. And for bottom I want to add 0 because we already have some space for this courses section. So as you can see, if you add 0, you still have this space. Now again click on save. Now below this thing, I want to add this button, all courses button. So right now we are displaying 6 courses over here, but if someone wants to see all the courses, they can click on this button and they will be redirected to all courses page. So to display this button or to create this button, again go back to add-ons and search for buttons or just button, drag and drop it at the bottom. Now the text of this will be view all courses. And again under link, I would recommend you to type in your website link /courses. Okay. For this also I want to make it round button like this one. Let's change this style. So for font, I want to enable this thing. If you want, you can have Poppins, or if you want, you can have some other font, like you can have Montserrat and all. For this one, I just want to have Poppins. Increase the size a little bit. Let's see. Okay, maybe 16 is looking good. You can also change the font family, font weight. Maybe instead of 700, let's make it 500, a little bit lighter. And you can also change the color. So under style, you will see success. Instead of success, you can click on custom. And for text color, it is white, and for background color, it is this blue color. So let me get this blue color code. All right. So text color, I'll select this white color. And for button background color, I'll paste in this color code, which is 23ADC9. Now you can again click on save. Now we need to do one thing. At the bottom of this row, I want to add some space. So as you can see below this button, at the bottom of this row, we have nice amount of space. So to do this thing, we'll select this option, green gear icon, style, and under bottom padding, I want to type in 90. Okay, 90, or maybe not 90. Let's type in 75. Yeah, now let's click on save again. And with this, your second section is also created. Let's now click create our third section. So to create this section again, we'll add a new row, and this time we'll add 3 different columns. Or maybe before that, let's add a single column, and after that we can add 3 different columns. Now we can do one thing over here just to save some time, because the style of this thing is very much similar to this one. If you see, the title, subtitle, spacing is added at top. Now here also the title and subtitle has the similar style, and we have the similar padding. Just to save some time, you can do one thing. You can copy this title section. Copy this thing. This row will be copied, and bring this newly copied row at the bottom like this. And now as you can see, this row is now added at the bottom. Now you just need to do one thing. You just need to change the title. Styling and everything is already done for you. So you just need to change the title. I'll copy the title, paste it over here. Okay, now as you can see, styling is added, spacing is already added. So this saves some time. Now below this thing, we need to add 3 different columns. So click on this add row and add 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3, basically 3 different columns. Now in these columns, we want to use the add-on of testimonial. So come back to add-ons and search for testimonial. Drag and drop this testimonial add-on over here. Now this is the text, this is the image and all. Now this image is also given to you, so I can delete this image and I can upload this image from the file that I have downloaded. Okay, under media file, you will see testimonial, and these 3 images are given to you. So maybe let's select this first one, click on upload, click on insert. Now change the name. So here the name is maybe Angel Mark or whatever the name is. You can also add any link. So whenever someone clicks on this name, you can redirect them to some other page, and you can enter that link over here. Now the designation is designer, which is good, and you can add the message text. So this is the message text. Copy it, paste it over here. Actually, it was the same text. Now you can do one thing. You can style this thing. So go to style. For image, if you want to increase the width and height of this image, you can do it like this. Okay, I want to keep it at default, which was 50 and 50 both for width and height. Now you'll see this name option. So select name and make sure you enable typography. Change the font family to Poppins. 18 pixels looks good. I think this entire thing looks good. I just needed to change the font family to Poppins. Now the message text. So again, make sure to enable typography, and for this also I'll set this to Poppins. Now this is looking pretty big, so I want to change this thing. I want to decrease the size to 14, and I want to make it little bit lighter at 500. Okay, font weight 500. Yeah, rest everything looks good. I want to do one more thing. Under testimonial wrapper, I want to change the wrapper color to white color. If you see, this is the wrapper. As you can see, this entire thing is the wrapper. This is white color because we will be changing the background color of this entire row to this gray color. So for now, wrapper can be white color. So I'll change this wrapper color to white. Okay, this is how it looks like. Now once it is done, again to save some time, you can just copy it 2 or 3 times and you can drag and drop them like this. Now you can select the second option. This time you just need to change the content. Styling is already done for you. So replace the image. Click on insert. Okay, you can now change the name and all. Styling is already done for you. Just change the content. Now let's change the background color. So first of all, let's select the top section, top row, which is this heading row. Click on this gear icon, go to style, and select background and change this color to this color, F1 or maybe F9. Let's select F9, very light gray color, F9, F9, F9. Okay, you'll get this very light gray color. Copy the color code. Do it for the second section as well. Click on this gear icon, style, background, paste in this color code, and let's also add some space at bottom. So go to general and under padding bottom, let's add maybe 75 pixels at bottom. Okay, looking good. Now you can again click on save and this section will also be saved for you. Now let's create our last section, which is this blocks section. So again, to save some time, I'll copy this thing, add a new row, add a single column, bring this newly copied row at the bottom. Okay, over here, let's delete this one, change the title and all. So this is the title. Click on this title and replace it with this title, and again, styling and everything is automatically done. We just need to change the title. Now, before we start designing this section, we need to do one thing. We need to first create post, because right now, till now, we have not yet created any post, any blog post. So let's see how we can first do that. Again, come back to your dashboard, click on post. One blog post will be automatically created for you. Hello world, you should delete this one and create your own one. So click on add new to create a new post. Let me just open any single post just to show you the design, how it looks. Now this will be your title, blog post title. So you can enter this title over here. At the right hand side, you can give it any category. I'll just give it a category of news. And obviously, needless to say that this category is totally different from the course category. That was related to course. This is related only to blogs. Now under featured image, I will upload the featured image which is given to you under this blog folder. I want to set this image as my featured image. Click on open. Now click on set featured image, and obviously this featured image will be displayed at top. Then after that, we have all these different things, how we can display these things. So I'll just copy simple text like this. Come back to this option, post option, paste it over here. And if you want to make anything bold or italic, this is regular for now. You can select this option, select everything, click on B to make it bold, click on I to make it italic. Now, as you can see, we have this design or we have this style. Then if you want to upload any image, you can again come back to this page, go at the bottom, click on plus, search for image, select this image option, just upload your image, or under media library, if you have this image, click on select. This will be selected for you. If you want to make it center align, left align, you can control this thing. Now below this thing, let's see how we can create these kind of bulleted list. So again, if you want, you can come over here, click on this plus button and search for list. Select this list option and enter your text. Okay, just like this, list will be created for you. So this is how easy it is to do. So if you want to create, now if you want to create columns, you can also create columns by clicking on this plus button and search for columns. Maybe I want to create 2 columns, just like the page builder. In the left column, I want to add image. Maybe let's upload some image. Maybe let's upload this image in the left column. And in the right one, another image, media library. Maybe let's upload this one. I'm just showing you that this is how it is done. And again, at the bottom, we have simple text like this one. So I'll copy it, paste it at bottom. Or if you don't get this paste option, you can click on add block and add simple text block. Once it is done, you can just publish this post, and this is how your blog post is created. If you click on view post, this is how it looks. As you can see, multiple columns, list, all the things that we have added. So you can go ahead and create many different posts like this. And once you do that, again, come back to this page. Make sure to first save this page, come back to add-ons and search for blog. Or maybe not blog, let's search for post. Yeah, here it is, post grid. Drag and drop this thing at the bottom. This is how the default style looks like. And now I want to do one thing. If you see the demo website at the bottom, I just want to display the this thumbnail, title and date. Okay, only these 3 things. So I can come back to this page. I want the title, so I want to enable it. I don't want the excerpt, so I'll disable this thing. Now under meta, I don't want the author. I don't want comments. I just want the date. Okay. Rest everything looks good. I don't want the read more text as well. So I'll disable this read more text as well. Now let's style this thing. So go to style, title, and let's enable typography. Font family will obviously be Poppins. increase this size to maybe, let's see, 22 pixels. Yeah, looks good. Line height I think also looks good, so we don't need to change this thing, and click on update. So this is how this section is created. Okay, you can, if you want, obviously you can add some space at top and bottom. And with this, your home page is 100% completed. Now whenever you create your home page or any other page for that sake, you should always see how this page looks on mobile phone. So this is looking great on desktop, but let's see how this looks on a mobile phone. So to see that thing, click on any add-on or click on any element. And when you click on any element, you will see this mobile icon. Click on that. Your website will automatically convert to mobile view. And now we can change this thing. So for example, let's start from top. Select this heading, style, and I want to decrease the size of this in mobile phone, and make sure this mobile icon is now tick marked. It is blue, which means that it is active. Now I want to decrease the size, and this is how it will look on mobile phone. Okay, looking great. Now for title and all, I want to do one thing. I want to do a very advanced thing, but very cool thing. I want this title to be displayed only in desktop, and for mobile phone, I want some other title. Let me actually show you that thing over here. If I show you this mobile version of this website, now if you scroll down, as you can see, the title is automatically changed. Instead of this kind of title, instead of this big title, it is showing explore quality courses. Then this title is student testimonials, latest tips, and so one line title. If you see the desktop version here, we have a title like this. So you can do something like this, and let me show you how you can do this thing. First, select this title that we have created for desktop and go to advanced and go to responsive. Now I want to display this only on desktop, so I can hide this on mobile and tablet. Okay, and for mobile and tablet, I can create a new title. So search for heading, bring it over here at bottom, or maybe let's do one thing. Let's duplicate this thing, select this second option, bottom option, and I just want to give it a title of quality courses. Okay, this is the title. Let's make it capital C. Okay, now for this also I don't want this to be bolder like this. Now I want to again go to advanced, and I want to display this thing only on mobile and tablet, and I want to hide this thing on desktop. So again we'll go to responsive, and this time we'll select hide on desktop and large devices, but I don't want to hide on mobile and tablet. Now click on save. Similarly, you can go ahead and do the same thing for these titles. Rest everything looks good. Again, let's come back to desktop. So click on any desktop icon like this. Okay, now with this, your home page is 100% completed. You can now go back to your page and you can see how it looks. Okay, this is how your home page is looking right now. Now there are a few things still left. We have to create our menu. We don't have anything at the top. We have to create this menu, and at the footer also we don't have any footer widget. So let's see how we can create this header and footer widgets. Okay, so for that, again come back to your dashboard, and let's first create our main menu, which will be this menu at the top of your header. Okay, so to create this menu, first we'll have to hover over appearance, and under appearance you will see menus. Click on that option. Now this menu will be created for you. It will be named menu 1. If you want to change the name, you can do that thing. I want to change this name to main menu, and I don't want these pages. I don't want the cart checkout, these pages on my main menu. Also not the my account page. Alright, these pages are not really required. I can add a custom link. I'll give it a title of all courses, and in this I'll type in this link. Okay, website name / courses. Click on add to menu, bring it over here at top, and I also want to display the blog page. Okay, we have not yet created the blog page. Click on create menu. Now let's do one thing. Let's open this pages in a new tab, and let's click on add new to add a new page, and let's create a blog page. So give it a title of blog. Just publish this page, and just like we had set our home page, we have to set this blog page. So under settings, click on reading, and under post page, select this blog page and click on save changes. Now again, if you come back to menus page and refresh it, click on view all, you will see this blog page, add to menu, and let's add it over here. Alright, now make sure to always tick mark this primary menu and click on save menu. If you see your website now, this is how it will look like. All the links that we have added are now present over here. Now let's create few more menus. Now these menus will be displayed at bottom. So as you can see, these three options that you see in the footer. These three are different menus. So let's see how we can create these menus. So again, we'll come back to menus, click on create a new menu. I'll give it a title of footer 1. Click on create menu. Now select all the pages that you want. So maybe a home page, blog page, dashboard, my account and shop page. Okay. Click on add to menu. And this time we don't need to tick mark anything. Just click on save menu. And similarly, you can go ahead and create 2 more menus, footer 2 and 3. And after that, we can add those menus in our footer. So again, under appearance, click on widgets. This will give you the option related to footer widgets. Now under bottom one, which is your footer 1, which is this section, we need to add this contact detail, and below that we need to enter our social media links. So for that, again, come back to widgets and use this text option, which is at the bottom. Select this text option, select this option, select bottom one, click on add widget. Now this is the text that I want to display. Copy it, paste it over here. The title is contact. So this is the title. I'll copy and paste in the title, click on save. And below this thing, we want to display social media links. So again, we'll come back to widgets, go at the bottom, and this time you can do one thing. You can use custom HTML. So here it is at top. Use this custom HTML, give it a title of follow us on. And under this option, again, go back to the file that you have downloaded. You will see this file, footer social icons. Open this thing. Now copy everything from this file and paste it over here. Now you have to do one thing. You have to just change your link. So for example, this is Facebook. Under you'll see href and you will see this hashtag over here. So instead of hashtag, enter your Facebook link. So let me get my Facebook link. So this is my Facebook page link. So I'll copy this link and I'll replace it with this hash. Okay. Now as you can see, similarly, you can do it for Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and some other options as well. Now click on save again. Again, if you come back to your website and refresh it, go at the bottom. Now, if you don't see your widget happening over here, you can do one thing. You can click on customize. Now click on docent options and you will see footer setting. In fact, you will see this option bottom setting. Under this option, first make it enable bottom area and select 4 columns. Now click on publish. Again, if you go at the bottom, now it is displaying. Now you can cut this page, come back to this page, refresh it. So sometimes because of caching, you might not see the changes right away. So you might have to wait for some time, or you might have to refresh this page multiple times. So let's keep doing this thing. Now under footer 2 and footer 3, we have to just upload, or we just have to use different menus that we have created. So for this, you can do one thing, use this navigation menu, select this option, select bottom 2, click on add widget, give it a title and select footer 1, click on save. Again, come back to this page and refresh it. Now, as you can see, you have this menu and you also have this option. Now, similarly, you can go ahead, add this same navigation menu in bottom 3 and also in bottom 4. Now let's see all the other customization options. So let's see how we can change the logo and all. So to do this thing, you'll see this customize button at top, click on that. Now let's start with the most basic option, which is your site identity. So under your site identity, you can see this is your website name and this is your tagline. If you want to upload your logo, you can click on select logo and you can upload your logo. If you have a logo, you can upload that from here. I have selected this option. I'll select this thing, click on OK. Okay, skip cropping. So if you want, you can upload your logo over here like this. Now click on publish. We'll fix this extra space that is added over here very soon. First come back and just come back to this option, docent options, header setting, and let's delete this padding at top and bottom. So instead of 13, make it 0, both padding top and bottom, and that extra space is now deleted. If you want to make this header sticky, you can do one thing, you can enable this thing. So if you see, when I scroll down, header disappears. But if you enable this thing, now when I scroll down, the header stays with me. Okay, so the header is fixed at top. Similarly, if you want progress bar enabled, you can enable that thing. Now when I scroll down, you can see this blue progress bar. Okay, you can change the header background color, you can change the background color of the sticky header color, you can change all these options. Okay, so I want to keep it at white. Publish, come back. Second option is your logo option. Now here you can set a custom width and custom height if you want. Subheader banner, which is not really useful, we'll skip this thing. Typography. Now the default body font is this font. I don't want this thing, I want Poppins, so I'll select Poppins. Similarly for menu, this is your menu. It is Montserrat. I don't want Montserrat. I want Poppins for this as well, for menu. Okay. And for heading 1 and 2, for all these options, instead of Montserrat, I want to make everything Poppins. Obviously, if you don't want to do that, it all depends on you, but I just want to make everything Poppins because I like this font family and I always use it. Alright, so everything is done. Now click on publish. If you want, you can also change the size and all. I don't want to do that right now. Now you can come back to this option, layout and styling. Default style is full width. Keep it as it is. And major color. Major color is basically your primary color. You'll see this blue color used everywhere. So instead of this blue color, if you want to set red color or any other color as your primary color, now as you can see, these things will be changed to red color. Most of the things you can see, this is now changed to red color. This is now changed to red color. This thing as well. So these things will be changed to red color. If you want, obviously you can come back to the default color. If you want, you can set some other color. Text color is this color. So if you open this one, here as you can see, this is the text color, which is this color. If you want to change this thing, you can do that thing as well. Maybe I'll set this thing to 2B. Now click on publish, come back to this page. Actually, let me come back to my home page. Let's see blog setting. Let's see our blog page. Click on blog. So this is how it is looking. I want to enable blog date and I don't want to enable blog content. I don't want to display this thing. So I'll disable this thing. If you want 3 columns, by default it is 3. You can make it 4, 2 or 1. I want to keep it at 3. Now click on publish. Now single block page. If you want, you can control the single block page style as well. Bottom setting we have already seen. Now you can do one thing. You can select the footer setting. So under footer, you'll see this is your copyright text. 2020 Docent Pro. I want to change this thing to 2021. All rights blocked or all rights reserved. Okay, and I'll type in made by Nayesh Sheikh. Obviously, if you want, you can have some other text and after that click on publish. So with this, all the customization setting is also now completed. Now you can cut this page. Now let's see LMS settings. So again, come back to your dashboard. You will see Tutor LMS, hover over that and click on settings. We have seen one monetization setting, but there are more settings. So under dashboard page, make sure dashboard is selected. User profile, public profile, we want to make it enable. I also want to make profile completion enable. So if someone goes to their dashboard page, they will see that their profile is incomplete and they should complete their profile. And yes, I want to enable this thing. Students must be logged in to view course. And rest everything looks good. Click on save settings. Now under course option, select this option. And I don't want to hide courses product from the shop page, so that is good. Courses archive page, you don't have to select any page, but we can do one thing. If you click on all courses. Okay, so this is how it is displaying. If you want, you can do one thing. Courses per row is 3, which is fine, but courses per page, I want to display 9 or maybe 12. Okay. And if there is no filter around, so if you want to add filter, you can enable filter and you can enable which all filters you want. Okay, I'll show you when we refresh this page, I'll show you what that will do. And rest everything looks good. Click on save settings. Now again, if you come back to this page and refresh it, again, as I said you earlier, it might take some time for the changes to display on your website. If you want, you can do one thing. Open this in a new private window. And now as you can see, all the filters and everything is now applied. This is the filter. And in one page or in one row, it will display 3 different courses. So this is what it will do. Then after that, we have lessons setting. If you want classic editor instead of Gutenberg, you can enable this option. And for quiz, again for quiz also, you can have a default option over here. Instructor, I also want to enable instructor so that people can come on your website, they can sign up as an instructor and they can upload their own course. Now if you want to allow publishing course, you can enable this thing. So if you just enable this thing, what happens is whenever an instructor uploads a course, that course will automatically start displaying on your website. If you don't enable this thing, what happens is whenever they create a course, you will see that option under courses it will be not published. For example, it is published, it will be drafted. So you'll have to go ahead, click on edit. You'll have to go through the course. If you think that everything is good, everything is properly written and everything is good over here, you can now go ahead and click on publish. So you as an admin will have to publish that course. And whatever style you want. So for instructor list style, I want this one, and for public profile style, I want this middle one, and after that click on save settings. Now students, this is the student registration page, and I also want to enable reviews and show completed courses. Now for earning, first of all, make sure to enable this thing. Now if you want to enable instructor, so whenever some instructor comes to your website, they create courses, you can set in your percentage. So by default, your percentage is set at 20% and the instructor will get 80%. If you want to make it 50%, you can do that. If you want to make it 10%, 10 for you, 90 for them, you can see or select this option as well and click on save settings. Then withdrawal. So first of all, you have to select minimum withdrawal amount. So minimum, suppose when they get or when they have $100 in their account, in their instructor's account, then they can request for withdrawal. And what all withdrawal option they can have? They can have, maybe we can enable bank transfer. You can send them a message that please send bank account details so that we can send you your money. So you can type in this thing and click on save changes. If you also want to enable PayPal, so if you want to accept their payments or if you want to give them or transfer them their withdrawal amount through PayPal, you can enable that option. They will give you their PayPal email and you will have to, transfer this money through PayPal. Now for style, if you want to change the primary color, text color for this Tutor LMS plugin, you can do that. Monetization we have already seen, and rest everything looks good. Let's again come back to our dashboard. Now let's see a demo transaction. Let's see how a person can come to your website. They can, purchase a course, how everything works. Let's see how that works. So I'll copy this link, open it in a new private window, and I'll bring it a little bit down, just like this. Okay, now let's do one thing. So a student comes, they see this course and all. Now, first of all, to see this course, they'll have to sign in because we have just seen that setting under Tutor LMS. If you want to disable this thing, you can do one thing. Come back to this setting, Tutor LMS settings. And we have seen under courses, I guess. Or maybe it was under general setting. Here it is. As you can see, course visibility, logged in only. So maybe if you want to untick this thing, click on save changes. Again, I'll cut this thing. Again, I'll open this website in a new private window. Now if I try to open this, now as you can see, I can see the course, like I can see the course details and all, but I cannot enroll in this course without creating an account. If I click on add to cart, I'll have to first sign in, or if I have not yet created an account, I can click on create a new account, enter my first name and last name, username, email address. Let's enter some email over here, and I can set a password. Now I can click on register and my account will be created, and now I'll be redirected to this course page again. If I now click on add to cart, now as you can see, this button is now changed to view cart. Now I can click on view cart and this is how it looks like. Now one more thing I forgot. Right now, as you can see, a person is able to change the quantity. I don't want to enable this option because whether a person purchases this in 1 or 2 or 10 quantity doesn't make any sense. It doesn't change the fact that this is just a simple digital product. So you should always do one thing when you're creating this product. We had created this product. Whenever you're creating this product, you should always tick mark this thing under inventory, tick mark this thing, sold individually. Now click on update. Again, let's come back to this page. Let's refresh it. Now, as you can see, that quantity option is gone. Now they have to purchase in single quantity. Now they can click on proceed to checkout, enter their details. Right now, as you can see, once they enter their details, now they can see at the bottom, they can pay through direct bank transfer, PayPal, or they can also make payment through credit and debit card payments. Okay, so I've seen that under credit and debit card payments, this thing is not working properly. So you can again do one thing. Instead of this plugin that we have used, let me again go back to plugins, add a new plugin and search for Stripe. This is related to Stripe plugin. This is related to Stripe plugin that we have used. We have used this plugin. So instead of this, maybe you can use this second plugin. Okay. Stripe for WooCommerce by Payments plugin, and you can activate this one. Again, if you go under WooCommerce, click on Settings, Payments. Now you'll see a new option will be added. This one, Stripe credit cards, and you can now enter your details over here. So let's select this API setting first of all, and you have to enter your API keys. Instead of test mode, let's select live mode. Click on click to connect. First, let's click on save changes. Click on click to connect. This will connect your website with Stripe. Just you have to log in with Stripe and click on connect. Okay, so this will automatically be done for you. Again, if I come back to this checkout page, refresh it. Now, as you can see, this option is added and this is working properly. So you can, if you want, if this plugin does not work properly for you, you can use this another plugin, another Stripe plugin, and this will work fine for you, hopefully. Again, I'll have to enter this detail. So once you enter all your details over here, again, phone number, you just have to enter, or you just have to select the payment method, whether you want to make payment through PayPal, through credit card, or through direct bank transfer. I just want to select direct bank transfer because I don't want to send this money to myself. And after that, you can click on place order, or the customer or the student can click on place order. They will see this option that this order was placed. They can see all the order details. Now this person will see this is the bank account number and all. They will have to, transfer this money. Obviously, if they select Stripe or PayPal, payment will be automatically done. Now, if this person again goes to the all courses page, they go to this course that they have just purchased, they still don't see access. They still don't have access to this course because the payment is not yet approved. Let me show you how you can approve this payment. So you have to go to your dashboard. Under WooCommerce, you will see orders. You'll see a new order is placed over here by John Doe, and this order is on hold because this is BSCS bank account transfer. So once you receive this payment, $10 payment from this person, after that you can change the status of this order to completed and click on update. Now if this order was made, or if this payment was made through PayPal or Stripe, you would see under order notes, instead of this option, it would have said that order is completed, payment is done. So you would know for sure that payment was made. Now once you approve this thing, if this customer again comes and they refresh this page, again, as I said earlier, this might take some time to load, or this might take some time to display that thing. If they go to dashboard page, let's see, they are now enrolled in one course. As you can see, if they click on enroll courses, they are now enrolled in this course, and now they can start this course. Now they don't get that add to cart button. They can now start this course. Okay, this is how this works. They can see the videos and all. Okay, everything is working absolutely fine. They can ask a question. They can do all these things. And if this person, suppose this customer wants to become an instructor, so they can go to this page, instructor registration, and they can simply click on apply to become an instructor. Now once they apply for this, let's see what happens next. So again, come back to your dashboard. Now you'll have to hover over Tutor LMS and you have to click on instructors. You will see one application is there. This is pending. If you want, you can approve this application. Once you approve this application, again, if I go back to this page and if I refresh it, again, as I said earlier, because of caching, it might take few seconds for this to change. But again, if I click on dashboard, everything working fine. And I have this option now, add a new course. If I click on this option, now I can add my own course on this website, just like we have seen earlier. So this is how this thing works. Now, as you can see, this person can now add their own course. They don't have all the options that we have in the dashboard because obviously they are not the admin. They're just an instructor that they can create their own course. And whenever someone purchases their course, you can give them 80% and you can keep 20% commission and all. So whenever there is a purchase of this course that is created by the instructor, they will go to withdrawal request. And because they don't have any amount over here, once they have that $100 threshold minimum amount, they can send a withdrawal request, and that request, you can see that request under withdrawal request. Okay, no withdrawal request because we have not yet placed any withdrawal request. Once you see there is a request, you can send them money through bank transfer or through PayPal. So this is how this entire transaction works. And with this, your website is also 100% completed. We have successfully seen how you can create a professional and beautiful LMS website or online course website using only free resources. Obviously, as I said earlier, if you want, you can use the premium version of Docent theme, use the premium version of Tutor LMS, and you get more advanced features, especially related to instructor and all. So if you want, you can use the premium version and you can add more amazing features on your website. And with this tutorial is completed. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Now, if you want to watch more useful free tutorials like this one, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any future notifications. Now, if you find this video helpful, give a thumbs up to this video and share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, whatever social media platform you use. And throughout the video, if you have any doubts, any comments, any suggestions for me, you can always leave them in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one.